It is Tuesday at the Chili Bowl Nationals. This means we're going to recap everything from Monday night, including Kyle Larson's prelim night win. And we will also cover everything coming up tonight. Talk about everything, everyone that we're going to see on the track. We're going to give, again, a top five recap or a top five prediction, along with our Dark Horse prediction, and a couple notes and nuggets for Tuesday night at the Chili Bowl. Welcome in. This is Sprint Car Central. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for the support, the eyes that are coming to this channel over the last couple of days, over the last couple of videos. I appreciate you guys, and I ask that if you are new around here, please leave a like and subscribe. It's a way to keep this channel growing. We're not going to stop either way, but I do appreciate you guys tuning in and, again, leaving those likes, subscribing, helping us continue to build our content and build for this 2026 season. We got a lot of cool things up ahead, and I'm just really excited to carry it forward. So thank y'all. But with all that said, let's go ahead and talk about today's topics. And we're going to start with last night's recap. And we're going to start with the Race of Champions won by Christopher Bell. Shane Golob would finish second, and Logan Seavey would finish third. It'd be a pretty uneventful race. Honestly, the better of the two features last night. The track was starting to get really racy at this point. The track seemed to really have a lot of character to it at this point. It would lead through the B's, and then the track rework for the A. But the race champions last night was probably the better of the two features. I don't have a whole lot to add. Corey Day did crash, was the only one to not finish as far as I'm aware from last night's Race of Champions event. But beyond that, a really solid event. Again, Christopher Bell dominated, leads flag to flag, but still a really solid feature overall. As for the actual prelim festivities, it was a night that was dominated by the guys who were favorites. You know, we went into this day predicting this as your top five, for those who may not remember. We predicted Shane Golob, Kyle Larson, Cannon McIntosh, Briggs Danner, and Trey Marcham to be your top five. We predicted four of the top five. Now, it doesn't seem that difficult. Obviously, those were the favorites coming into the night, and we know that, but things do happen. And so, you know, we go out on a limb, and Trey Marcham even finished 12th, climbed through the feature a little bit. We walked out of there with an average finish of 4.4 out of those top five. Our dirt draft lineup was a little bit different. A couple little notes changed, of course, because you can't have all four of those guys in there. But our dirt draft lineup ended up pretty well on top of that. So a really solid Monday night. We go into this Tuesday night. Let's finish talking about Monday real quick. This is his ninth prelim feature win for Kyle Larson at the Chili Bowl Nationals. It's a really big accomplishment for him and getting this thing done. As for Briggs Danner, he advances to Saturday's A main, which is a big deal. Last year, he was leading his prelim night feature this night last year when he would catch the cushion wrong and end up flipping. That was a bit of a heartbreaking moment for him. He kind of was very adamant that things were going to get better, and certainly they have. They figured it out. They came out in this race really with one intention. That's to make the A main, to kind of get that, to avenge the heartbreak of last year. And they certainly did that. Briggs Danner was on a rail from the very beginning. Shane Golob was good. I feel like his biggest problem was he never got to the top and really stuck to it until it was too late and everybody was already up there. The biggest complaint I have of last night was not anything with the racing. As a matter of fact, it was one of the cleanest prelim nights I've seen in a really long time. But it was the track rework right when we went to the A. And look, I'm not an expert. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know exactly what they need to do. But I will say I think I would have liked them to pay a little more attention to the bottom and leave the top the way it was. The top was tricky, but it was still fast, and very fast at that. If they would have done a little bit of a rework to the bottom, a little bit more than just throwing some water down and then retilling the top, I think they would have got the bottom to where they would have liked it to be. The race may have still ended out that way, but at least the track would have stayed technical, which was the biggest thing there. That's the only real mistake anything was made last night in terms of track prep, overall racing. I thought it was good. Again, it was one of the cleanest prelim nights we've seen in a couple of years now. So really starting to see a bit of a turn back towards, you know, guys being able to go wheel to wheel and not always end up in a wreck. It's nice. No hellacious dive bomb sliders, nothing like that. We saw some really good racing last night, and that was probably the most exciting part of this whole thing. Promising for the week ahead. as we still have 5 more days of Chili Bowl to go. So with that said, take a look at Tuesday. It's going to be headlined by 12 former A main starters. Buddy Kofoid, of course, scratched from that. Some news came out yesterday. Aiden Price is going to replace Buddy Kofoid, that 71W. That car will then move to the Wednesday night portion of Chili Bowl. So that'll be exciting. I'm excited for Aiden Price, a kid that we've watched pretty closely here, a kid that I watched pretty closely here. One, he races just down the road from me in Millbridge. For those who don't know, I live in North Carolina, so being relatively close, I've seen him race there. But also an All-Star Circuit of Champions driver who we are, excited to be covering a lot of All-Star Circuit of Champions stuff this year. I'm excited for him. I'm pumped to see what happens with him and where he ends up. But he'll be in that 71W this week again on Wednesday. So we've got 12 A main starters without Buddy Kofoid, 18 rookies. This is a night where it feels like you're going to get a surprise, or you could get a surprise. Now, there are obviously a lot of guys that we're excited to talk about. Of course, there's Kaylee Bryson, who is going to be a favorite no matter what night she's on, but specifically tonight, feels like there's a real chance that she could be an A main finisher or an A main starter on Saturday by tonight's possible results. You've got some veterans, of course, Jonathan Beason, Zach Daum, Michael Pickens even is a pretty wily veteran. You got J.J. Yaley, of course, in this thing on Tuesday night. Kyle Jones, just kind of going through some of these. Corbin Ruschenberg's got a lot of experience, but you've also got some younger guys and some rookies, and or some guys who just haven't been in here. By the way, Clinton Boyles, as many times as he's attempted, has not made an A main start. I think this could be a night that Clinton Boyles gets things done. Could certainly wouldn't be surprised. RTJ is going to be in this one along with Drake Troutman. Both those guys have been in Arizona for the Wild West Shootout. So excited to see what those guys do, how they adjust, and how quickly they can adjust back to getting into the midget. Going to be a lot of guys, and obviously we've got a little bit of a NASCAR night too. We're going to see Ty Gibbs and Sheldon Creed both tonight as well. So really excited to see where this thing goes and how this night ends up. I think this is going to be one of the more rowdy of the prelim nights, just because of the sheer amount of young talent in this thing. Also the rookies, again, guys who just don't have the experience. It's going to make for a really fun time, I think, watching this Tuesday night prelim event and really just seeing what comes of it. As for my predictions, these are my top 5 predictions, and then we'll talk about Dark Horse here, which I don't know if you'll consider them one. If you don't, then I'll give you an extra pick. But my Tuesday picks, I'm picking Zach Daum to win Tuesday night. Last night we picked Shane Golobic. He finished 4th to win, but our average finish, again, was really good, 4.4. We're looking to continue that. Zach Daum, I think, is a guy that can really come out and compete for a win. If he's not, I think we've got the winner in the rest of this top 5, though. I think Jonathan Beason will be up there and will be the other advancement to the A main. Kaylee Bryson will finish 1 spot short, but she will go to a B main on Saturday. Michael Pickens will be 4th, and I've got Jace Park as my 5th place finisher tonight. As for my dark horse, I'm picking RTJ. I think that if he can adjust quickly, there's a chance that he might be able to go out there. Now, of course, we don't know the pill draw until way later today. Around 2 o'clock is when that pill draw will be known. We'll kind of know what's going to happen there. So, of course, obviously, all of this is luck of the draw. No pun intended, but it is. And it's going to be really interesting to see where some of these guys start and how the passing points are going to play out. It's going to be a really exciting night. I'm pumped for this one. I think this is going to be, again, one of the more exciting, one of the more crazy nights at Chili Bowl this year. But the Tuesday night prelim is going to be a lot of fun. Some other guys we got to look for, of course, Brenham Crouch. I got him in my dirt draft lineup tonight. J.J. Yaley's another one I got in my dirt draft lineup. A couple guys that are certainly going to be in the conversation themselves. You can guarantee that. Same with Corbin Ruschenberg. Blake Hahn's a guy that you can never really count out here. There's a lot of really fun options here tonight that I'm going to have a lot of fun watching and seeing. Again, who it is that can make that run and who may be the surprise of the night. I think tonight's going to be the night of surprises. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you guys are picking for this Tuesday night prelim. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, if you're new, leave a like, subscribe, help us out, continue to grow this channel. But appreciate y'all so much. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy night 2 of Chili Bowl. We'll see you guys tomorrow with a preview for Wednesday night action.